Haven't done that in a while. What's going on, everyone? Episode 1515 in honor of Patrick Mahomes. Episode 15 coming to you with Tyler, Cole. We got Niner. We got 8-7 here on the pod. It's been a minute, but it's great to see you. How we doing, boys?
Oh, boy.
Yo.
We're here. Doing great.
January's
How are
almost
you,
over.
Seven?
We're doing good, Niner. We're doing good. We
112th down.
112th down. You could look at it. I'm more of a day-by-day type of guy. So, I'm 28 out of 365 because every day I'm looking to get better. I don't know about you, but that's kind of my mindset. Interested to hear about yours.
No, I mean, you're basically quoting Matthew 6:34. So I love it.
As you know me, that is on brand. So
Right.
I'm happy to do it. But no, we're good, man. We we took some time. Holidays were crazy. We're getting back in the swing of work. I've already been hitting the road. But I'll tell you, I had a day-to-day that brought me back to my early salesman days of where you just hit the phones all day. It was kind of nice. Kind of gave me some life. It was like
Enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it for like small doses, like once a month, full day of phones. Did that for 4 years. It's kind of a rat race, but it felt good today. Felt good. Got a little energy, a little boost. Yeah. How was your day? How's the start to the year?
Dude, start of the year is good. I'm actually back into school. I'm in grad school. I'm going to the Harvard of the West, so it's actually nice to have a current student on the podcast.
Wow. Hey, give it up. Give it up for a Niner bettering himself. That's a day-by-day. That's a day-by-day mentality. That's what we need out of CBKs. You're setting a real good example for the people, for the fellow CBKs. I'm proud of you. So what's the
Thank you.
What's the MBA in, or what's the master's in? Might have just
Master's Business Administration, so MBA, which is what that stands for. Looking to concentrate in something. Might do a little general leadership, which aligns to what I do today. Manage teams. Could do finance. We've talked about that, Seven.
Yeah.
There's also an entrepreneurial track that I've been intrigued in. So we're just getting going into it, easing our way in. Looking to better myself, looking to kind of elevate the resume a little bit, learn a thing or two. My biggest thing that I've realized about college coming back, number one, just setting up your computer should be a whole class, like especially in online. Like it should be like, you need this software. Here's how you navigate the student portals. Here's what this link is versus that. That's a nightmare. And then you get into a course. And I forgot this about college. I always felt this as an undergrad, but I was so high and drunk the whole time. I thought that was the problem. But actually, that was part of the problem. The problem, though, is these professors, like in the real world, you get an assignment. And you say, hey, can you go put this presentation together? Can you go try to pitch this client? Can you go lead this team? In college, and definitely grad school, my first experience, it's like there's Easter eggs in like PDF, in PDF kind of instructions where it's
this is the big leagues.
I know, but I don't enjoy that. I kind of like just like, go to the grocery store, pick up avocado. Here's a picture of the avocado. I don't like going to the grocery store. Can you give avocado?
Picture book guy?
They got 5 different options, and then my wife's going to be mad when I grab the wrong avocado. And says,
run the ball.
Sitting there. Yeah. I want to just run the ball. And if Seven's sitting there judging me, he's been in that exact position at the grocery store for his wife. Like, I don't know what to get.
I saw a reel the other day of it was kind of a woman making fun of men because she accidentally turned her phone on silent while her husband was at the grocery store alone, and she missed like 8 calls. Yeah. Been there.
I call my wife every time I go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm incapable of it. I'm very caveman, see elk, kill elk, eat food, live.
Picture books. Yeah, I have a 4-year-old. I'm very familiar. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that's been probably my biggest challenge. Just I have to read a lot to understand what to do, and I don't like it. But I think it's gonna be good for me.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm jealous. It sounds horrible.
It's terrible.
I went through a much lighter post undergrad designation, so not a full, but that sucked. So I know what you're going through a little bit, but not to the extent you're going through. So
hey, I'm easing in. It's going to be the next 2.5 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's we got a long road ahead of us.
I like it. And Cole, which Dave and Buster's are you coming from today? Is he an arcade?
Yeah. So roommate Steve back here loves motorsports. Has a sim racing setup going here.
I'm just busting your balls. How you doing, Cole? How's 2025 treating you?
We're doing good, man. We're let's see, what do I got going on? Probably gonna go to culinary school this year, which I'm looking forward to.
So much school.
So, and they have a great online program. So, we're gonna whip it up in the kitchen. So
it's like virtual salt and pepper. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think they just kind of like show you techniques and stuff, and like mise en place and the pinch technique for a knife and that kind of thing. But
it's like Sims.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, but I've looked into it a little bit, mainly cost.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Dude, I think the future is with that. Dude, you'd be like on your resume, like I learned on TikTok. You probably could not pay a dime and you could learn how everything you need to know.
I've learned a lot from TikTok already. So yeah.
Be the first culinary TikTok degree getter.
Yeah.
Or create your own designation.
Probably not the first. There's a lot of people on there that've probably done it, but I can make it a degree.
Yeah, but only apply for Michelin level restaurants.
Yeah. Set the tone.
Yeah. Confidence, baby. Confidence. Yeah. I like it. So before we started recording, I realized that I have the same hat that Nine has. Good podcasting for those of you listening. Great hat. Old school Zona, Cactus logo, Nike, deep fit, which is huge for hat enthusiasts. Gotta do it. But I just realized I have no idea where mine is. And it got me thinking a little bit about, like, I've been really angry. I have a lot of takes and, like, weird problems with a lot of different things. Like, I could go on a grocery store rant. At our grocery store, they put candy and stuff at the bottom of the vegetables, right where the kids walk. That's bullshit. That should be illegal. I'm very passionate about that. So I'm grabbing an apple, some whatever. I don't go in that section often, but right underneath in those wooden square blocks, they're selling M&Ms, Frosted Flakes. They're selling because they always tell you to stay around the store. Don't go through the aisles. The healthy stuff is on the outer rim, but now they're sneaking stuff at the bottom. Really passionate about that, but I won't go there. There's plenty left to
it's just me.
Divulge. Hat organization, though, got me thinking. You probably have a lot of hats, Nine, no?
Too many.
How many? What's your number?
I probably own 50 to 75 hats.
Wow. That is way higher than I was expecting.
I have another box full of hats that I won't get rid of.
Do we need to talk about that specific hoarding aspect that you have?
No, I don't know. Like, hats have been such a big part of my life. I think some of them become like sentimental. Like, I had this camo U of A hat from U of A that was team issued, so we got to wear it like on the sideline, whatever. I wore that hat every day, every single day for a whole year. So I was like, I can't get rid of that.
Could you see the little
run? It was a Fiesta run hat. Maybe that's what I need to pull out for good vibes again.
I feel like we did go camo quite a bit that year. I liked that.
We did. Camo bucket, camo snapback, camo shorts.
I lost that camo bucket.
I might have an extra.
You could charge me for that. But so you have in boxes. What about, so how many in the box? 40 after that?
Yeah. And then I have, my organization is in our closet. We have a dresser. It's a walk-in closet, not too big. We have a dresser. Then we put a shelf in. One of those like wired white shelves, like pretty cheap, but you can put a shelf. Then I bought hooks for the shelf. So in between the dresser and the actual shelf is a bunch of hats hanging. It's the best organization I've had for hats in my life. but it's always been a problem.
I think the hat organization industry is wildly underdeveloped for the year 2025. It bothers me. The back of the door, that's still the best option we got. Back of the door, really?
That's a good point.
Back of the door. Come on. I mean, I want to redo our closet just to have a custom hat storage thing put in, and I want our aunt, who's an interior designer, to custom design it.
Do it like Travis Matthews stores do, where they have it's like a cubby. Have you seen that with like light fixtures? In each cubby, there's a little light shining glory.
Beautiful.
On a brand new TM.
Beautiful. Cole, how do you store your hats?
I get command hooks and I put them on the wall and like a grid, and then sometimes I like to color coordinate, or maybe I do flat bills on one side and the curve bill, like the curve bills on the other. And then
remember when you were single and could put hats on your wall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was your art. Like what Cole's describing of like color combos is classic. Yeah. It's like
I'm proud of it.
You get a painting.
Yeah, no, I'm jealous.
Just color code my hats. That's the way easier option.
I have a wall right next to my side of the bed, empty. Not allowed. It's you could do it with nice hooks, and then you have your those are your show pieces. Because to your point, you're gonna have a lot of hats. I don't know if I'm at 75 though, or 70.
Yeah, that's an incredible number.
Crazy. I said 50 to 75. I don't know how many's in the box.
Dude, well, I think the fact that you don't know the number kind of tells a story.
Yeah. If anyone out there has a good hat storage organization, link Amazon, Temu, no free ads, just send it in. But I got hats coming off the band, or the dresser.
Dude,
top.
You probably have 40 hats.
Definitely have 40, but I don't have 70.
But I gave a range. You're focused on the.
That's a big ass range, brother. That's a big ass range.
Like I said, I have a box. I don't know how much.
You don't have to be right. You don't have to be right. That's you're trying to be right with that answer. Like you can't have a 30.
Okay, I'll say
hat difference between
55,
minimum
60.
Okay, there you go. You can't have a 30 hat delta, brother. That's
says who? Like I didn't know there were rules.
40 to 70. Okay, I have 0 to 100 hats. I win.
I said 50 to 75. And then I immediately followed it up with I have a box of hats. I don't know how much are in there.
Yeah.
What a dumb argument.
You just don't have to be right.
Talking about?
You just don't have to be right.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's see if anybody's got a good hat storage organization set up. I'd love to hear it.
Well, you want to hear about this? Mom and dad dropped off stuff. I don't know if anyone else's parents do this, but when they move or when you move or buy a house or get your own place, they just drop all your shit off. And it's like memorabilia where you're like, oh, Dad, wouldn't you want to hold on to your first home run ball? He's like, nah, good. Be like, all right, cool. Found a hat, though. Shout out 2-1. You're the man. I'm just joking. Signed by Lute Olson.
That's
old school, early 2000s from camp. When we went to his basketball camps. Does Tommy do basketball camps? Do you know?
Yeah.
He does? It's good. Sean didn't, I don't think.
I thought he did.
Oh, I didn't think he did. Maybe I could be wrong.
Dude, that's a cash cow. It would be the dumbest idea not to.
Yeah.
They were in the Pac-12 for most of those years. There was a lot of dumb decisions being made.
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked Dave Hickey in the eyes and said, bear down. And he didn't say anything. I scared him. Like that's what we had. That was who was our leader. Well, couldn't handle a bear down at a concert.
As much as I would like to just pick on him and that there's this huge new swath of administration that are coming in and changing things up, they're not. I won't dig into that. Here's an example. Seven and I were talking the other day, talking about, hey, could you give money to the athletic department for a specific project? Fair question by Seven. I was like, oh, yeah, I think you can. So I go on the giving site, U of A Athletics giving site, or it's the entire university's giving site. I don't know. Doesn't matter. One of the pictures on that webpage is Dave Hickey. He has been fired for a year.
Yeah.
Almost to the day.
Yeah.
And Dave Hickey's picture is still on the giving website. Like, it's a JV run organization over there sometimes. So
Yeah.
It's hard for me to
That's
just pick my
insane.
day. It pisses me off.
Crazy.
I mean, it literally pissed me off.
Crazy. Yeah, so. we could talk about that ad nauseum. Maybe that's a different episode with timing. We can get through all that. But did you I mean, we haven't talked in like over a month. There was a lot of ball to be had. Did you have any favorite games from the playoff?
That Notre Dame Penn State game was pretty fun, I thought.
Yeah.
Just old school. It was a great uniform game. Really good defenses.
But hasn't been two common teams like over the last like 10, 15 years, like good names, but they haven't won it all. Right. Like it's not Georgia, Alabama. Like, okay.
They're always knocking at the door. Yeah. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
There you go.
You like that one? But I think the clear favorite, and I know this is a pro U of A podcast, but we can be objective. ASU Texas was the best game. It's not even close. Right?
Yeah.
What Kenny Dillingham has done at ASU is like should be studied in coaching hallways for the next 10 years or next 5 years at least in terms of this current age of NIL and where it goes in the next 5 years, who knows, and how it changes. It could be completely different in terms of an organization, but it is an organization, but he keeps it so simple. He tells the story. He believes in the story.
Yep.
And he does rinses and repeats. He's looking for his guy. He knows who his guys are. And those fuckers believe. They're behind him in everything that they do. They really had talent-wise, roster-wise, like they have guys everywhere, and Scattaboo is a beast.
Yeah.
But what they did scheme-wise with their defense versus Texas's offense from just a pure talent perspective is unbelievable.
Without their best player the entire first half, their best defensive player the entire first half, without their best wide receiver who's an NFL guy, that Jordan Tyson kid's really good. They win against Texas, I think by like 10.
Yeah,
with him.
It took him a minute to find that one dude, zero or whatever.
I think he transferred again.
No way.
The kid from Texas. Yeah, they talked about him. He was like a Texas transfer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I don't. This day and age.
Look, I'm a sucker. I'm gonna keep watching college football.
Always.
But it is like I would love to have a rift with you on what the best way to fix it is, because everyone I hear says, or all of the like pundits, like, hey, you need a salary cap, you need to make like the NFL. My question is like, how do you? And I guess you could say, well, the NFL doesn't have this problem, but how don't you stop guys still getting dumb NIL outside of their salary cap? Like, all right, you have a salary cap of $10 million per team. That's the NCAA standard. Isn't Ohio State just going to under the table give guys like an NIL deal with the car dealership and get them $2.5 million, and we're back to where we're at?
Yeah,
the salary cap idea I don't think works.
I agree. As much as I hate it, I do agree. It's you're just going to create the need for even more money.
Right. Because now you're going to have to come up with your cap.
Is going against the point.
Right. So I don't even know if it's fixable. Yeah. So I enjoy the sport. I'm a sucker for the sport. But I will say on the other side, I have a coworker who's a Georgia guy. He texted me last night during the game, which we need to talk about. But he texted me during the game. He's like, by the way, I'm boycotting college football. And I was like, bro, and in my mind, I didn't respond to him. But in my mind, I'm like, you won back-to-back titles within the last 5 years. I was your coworker. You were obnoxious. You were
Let him
just
know.
Like,
go in harder.
UGA. Yeah. He was just like, UGA is the best. You can't stop the dogs, blah, blah, blah. And now the clear result is that the SEC doesn't have the financial resources that all these other schools have across the board, right? Texas does, A&M does. I don't know if Alabama and Georgia do. So now they're going down, right, in prestige, right? These teams don't look the same as what we used to watch. And now it's unfair. Now he's not going to watch. It's like, dude, you've been paying guys for 15 years.
It's the irony. It doesn't, dude. Just find the beauty in it. Just laugh. It's amazing.
They led the country in drops. They never would have done that. Like,
no, you're right, dude. Well, and they had a kind of a ragtag O line, right? Didn't they have a couple guys hurt? And like I remember watching who they lose to, right? They lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
There was a play where their left tackle got cooked in the second half, and it was like that backup left tackle for Georgia 2 years ago was a first round draft pick the next year. Like you could it didn't matter if guys got hurt. Now it was like, oh shoot, like that left tackle's a 2-star from Kennesaw. Like he's not that good.
Yeah. So I have a slightly different take. I don't think it's necessarily the money. Like I think Georgia has the money, and they just
$20 million a year.
I think they could find it for sure down there. Yeah.
I don't think they have it right now.
So agreed. I think that the other schools, like the Penn States, the Ohio States, the Notre Dames, Oregon, I don't know. They just got like they have one guy, but he happens to be like a top 100 richest person in the world of sports. So he can like donate a shitload through his company.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That one should be talked about a little bit more because of the conflict of interest, in my opinion, because 90% of the schools are Nike schools too. So I think that's wild. I don't know. I struggle with that one.
No,
I think the thing is I don't think their recruiting. I don't think their recruiting is as good as those schools that also have the money. Because I don't think the money's the problem. I think in the past they knew they could get 3 to 4 of these guys without question, knowing that a lot of 4-stars don't pan out. Like Notre Dame's always had 4-stars. In like there's only 25 stars in the country, right? So like everyone has 4-stars. It's finding the 4-stars that should be 5-stars, right? But like it's hard to become a 5-star. So I think they're like, hey, we just have 5. We can have 5 4-stars, and these guys can sit and develop and say, hey, do you want to practice against, this player, Anderson, at D end and block his left tackle and back up when you're playing scout team and get better? Or now they can just like, do you want to start? And immediately.
Yeah.
So like, I think that they didn't have to be as good at recruiting because they were always going to get their 4-star.
You're taking it from the transfer portal lens, which I agree with.
Yeah.
I think from the NIL lens, though, they cannot compete with the top 10 schools because most people can't, right? Let's lift out the ones that we know that you just said a couple of them. You got Oregon, you have Notre Dame, you have Texas, you have Texas A&M, you have Miami, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Did I say Ohio State?
Coke money.
No, but
Ohio State. I don't think Clemson. Oh, USC.
Yeah, USC.
Mm-hmm. So 7.
Washington.
Michigan, maybe.
Well, Michigan now.
Michigan.
Yeah.
With that chick. That story's nuts. You guys saw that, right?
Insane. Yeah.
For those that don't know, this chick is a huge fan of Michigan football. She wants them to be good. Her husband just so happens to be the second richest person in the world. Oracle guy.
I
forgot
forgot his name, but yeah.
Fun fact: so he donates $15 million to get that Bryce Underwood kid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's an Illinois grad.
Yeah,
fellow Big Ten guy.
Yep.
So anyway, so to the point though. So there's 8, right? I think there's a big gap between those 8 and everybody else from like what people can spend. I really do. I think most teams are in that 6 to 10 million for a roster, and then it doubles. Those 8 can double it. But
do you know the age difference between? Do you know the age difference between Larry Ellison and his girlfriend?
Oh, Larry Ellison. Let's go with 25 years.
25 years, Cole. What do you think?
30.
47 years, brothers. He's 80 years old. She's 33. Dude, write the script. Write the script.
All right, but let's ask the question. So Cole's the only single one here. We're picking on Cole. Cole, you're what, 24?
24.
So in 11 years, if you could marry the second richest person in the world who's a 80-year-old female, would you do it?
That's really good.
Would you do it? At 33, so 11 years, culinary school, you're at a Michelin
33?
You're 33. You're a cook at a Michelin star restaurant. You cook for this 80-year-old widow who falls in love with your food. You hit it, and you marry her?
Damn.
There's one right answer.
It's the right answer is yes.
Yes, it is.
All right. She went to Long Beach Poly with grandma. Now would you do it?
Yeah. Put it in perspective that way.
I mean, yes.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I think I'd have to.
I think
do you think Larry is like in on the bit? Like, does he know he's like on the same page as her?
I think
like,
there's a mutual understanding.
We got a thing going on
of the goods and services provided.
Yeah, there's not written. Is it talked about, or do you think it's just like an unspoken about?
I think it could be written. Could be in some sort of like prenup thing. Could be written.
They're not married. Yeah, that story is freaking hilarious. But get back on track. So
no, I wanted to stay off track. So this comedy show I went to on Saturday, and no one listens to our podcast, so I'm going to say this. It's a little vulgar, but Jim Jeffries, go to a show, is so funny. He's like, yeah, it always bothers me when I go to I see my dad taking Viagra. He's in his 80s trying to. Have we ever just thought of the bit was along the lines of the reason they can't get boners is because they're looking at women their own age. Put a 25-year-old in front of him and see if he needs the pill. And it was like the most like I was like, I would love to see that case study. I kind of get it.
Oh, dude. Hey, perspective is good. It's a good to ask questions about different perspectives. Oh, that's so good. Dude, good. I hope a book comes out about that. That's hilarious. So we got 8 schools I think we're at. Maybe Washington. Yeah. I don't know.
Throw them at 9.
You could argue A&M's in there.
Yeah.
A&M might have the most money in the SEC.
I think they have the most money in the country.
Yeah.
Imagine having the most money in the country and going 10-3 with Malik Reed as your quarterback.
Imagine having the most money in the country in a time where you can pay players, and your last natty was still before Hitler invaded Poland. Imagine that.
What a
Just think about that. Hitler hadn't invaded Poland yet. It was the last time A&M won a title. And it's their only one.
Imagine thinking money would make people want to go to College Station.
Imagine having the most money and thinking gig 'em is a good slogan.
Imagine going to a Friday night pep rally and singing along to a blippy game show host walk you through a bunch of chants. Are you ready, kids? That's not even blippy, but it's freaking SpongeBob. Imagine thinking that school pride is really cool.
Imagine thinking you sell out every game when half of this crowd is people at ROTC are forced to go.
Yeah.
No one talks about that.
Imagine.
Oh, being on A&M feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
feels good.
Imagine thinking you're relevant because you're in a conference with real relevance. Imagine you get relevance through other people. Imagine
that their relevance was. Imagine their relevance was paying players before it was legal, and you never thought of that. And then when you could start paying players, you still can't build a good roster. Imagine that.
Yeah.
The paradox.
Imagine recruiting a 5-star from Scottsdale that everyone wanted and paying him more and then realizing he wasn't good. And you could have just gone to the state championship game against Highland and watched him against Caleb Lumu and realized that he's a fraud and really not a very good defensive end. Imagine that. That kid was horrible. 5 stars mean nothing. Imagine just paying for stars and not actually doing recruiting. Imagine doing that.
That was the Jimbo way. That's for sure. That's for sure. Imagine. Ooh, I got a good segue. I want both of you guys to respond to this one. So imagine Arizona basketball is playing a top 5 team in the country. It's a back and forth game. Boys are battling. They take a lead. They get punched back. Iowa State's really good. They're one of the best teams. They legitimately have a shot at a natty. And you're at home, and imagine the biggest shot, 55 feet from Caleb Love, is made to send the game into overtime. And then in overtime, we run him out of the gym. Imagine that happens. Imagine that happens. And
that sounds like a dream.
Fall asleep. You fall asleep during the game, like you two frauds both fell asleep during the game. I wake up to text like, what happened? You literally text me, what happened? How about you watch it, 7?
So
you're better than this.
I respect. While we're on the topic of imagining, I appreciate your imagination and thinking how it happened without asking what I actually did. I turned the game off in frustration after that Jaden Bradley rancid shot, and I went in like an adult. I'd already brushed my teeth because it was 11 o'clock, and I'm old. And I put my CPAP on like a freaking good steward and went to bed, pissed off, thinking that we lost. And then woke up in the morning to like worse. 60. Why is that worse? I was frustrated. And it also solidified, as I'm just getting ahead of this, that maybe I'm the problem with watching Arizona games and losses. Because I'm pretty aware. I don't know if we've talked about that here. I'm pretty insecure about it. I've been to a lot more Arizona losses than wins in my lifetime, and I've been to a lot of games in my lifetime. I've also owned season tickets for 2 years since living in Phoenix. I've lived here three football seasons. Season ticket holder twice. First year, 1-11. Third year, 4-8. Do you guys want to know the year in between that I didn't buy season tickets?
I'm going to guess it was a Fiesta Bowl 10-win season team.
Yeah, 10-3. 10-3. Didn't have season tickets then. And I was at our only home loss that year, actually, against Washington. So, and then I've been to both. I was at both Wisconsin games. I was at the UConn game. I was at the Ohio State game in 2010. I think UConn was 11. Then I was at both Wisconsin games in 13-14. Or was it 14-15?
Yeah, it's not a great look. I mean, in fairness, and I always lean into this with you, mine's not all that better. It is a little better.
I was at the ASU game. They hit the half-court shot to win in McHale. I was at that game too.
You were at the Gonzaga game? We were there together at home.
Yeah, we were at that one, December 2019. Yeah, that was cool.
I was at the Fiesta Bowl.
I was not at the Fiesta Bowl. I was at the Oregon game in 14 or 15 when we beat them at home in the rain. I was one of like 10,000 people there before we started whooping them, and then the whole campus came in, and it was packed out by the third, fourth quarter. Hilarious that people like walkie-talkied like, yo, you guys should get over here. Like everyone was there within.
Yeah, that was sweet.
So I've been at some games. 98 Holiday Bowl. Let's talk about some positives. The Alamo Bowl.
You're kind of deflecting. The original point was.
Yeah. Sorry.
The Arizona basketball team had one of the most iconic wins of the last decade for this program. and both of you didn't even watch it. Both of you. Yes.
Did you fall asleep?
I had it up on my bedside table on my iPad, and I was like, but I don't know why I didn't. I mean,
so you
I should know better. I should know myself better. Yeah, I fell asleep. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what time can you wake up in the morning? Like, what? Like, do you have any rules? I'm just living through you. Just
no, I do. My body's on a clock. I wake up at like 7 every morning.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. That's old me.
9. Would you at 24? Like, were you? Say you could start. You were working from home, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Would you try and sleep in every day?
I would sleep in until 9 a.m. every day, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I would stay up till 2. I'm a
Yes.
night owl, though. I would stay up really late doing random stuff.
Yeah, like I got a naughty thought about right before this podcast being like, I think I'm going to play 2K after this. Like, I should go to bed, but I love night owl.
Night owl's the best.
I'm just so jealous of sleeping in. Like,
you're doing such a good job deflecting.
I know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take this a completely. I'm glad you're noticing.
Of course, I'm noticing.
Oh, I didn't think you were that.
Why didn't you finish the game? Out of anger?
Dude, I was pissed. That shot out of the timeout by Jaden Bradley was just Sean Miller-esque of just lack of inbounds.
Honestly, I think it's worse than Sean.
Bro, I think it's so bad. I was just pissed. I couldn't handle it. I was standing up. I wanted to go to bed. I was exhausted. And I thought the game was over. I thought he was going to nail both free throws. But guess what? Can we focus on the positive? We won.
We did win.
I think I felt like I could fall asleep because I saw that Caleb Love was 0 for 7 from 3. And I was like, this guy, I can't.
Dude.
I just didn't. I don't know.
That's 9. 9 is the Caleb Love of men's league.
You want to hear his final stats?
Niners?
No, Caleb.
Oh.
He was his percentage from that game was 36% field goal, 30% 3. And he went 4 for 13 from 3 and 8 for 22 from the field goal from the field. Caleb Love experience.
What was his 2-point shooting percentage?
8 for 22.
So minus 4.
His was 36%.
5 for 14.
He was 5 for 14. Dang, so he was bad. Yeah, that's the most Caleb Love experience, though. But also, you need a guy like that who's just
right.
Like he's just absolutely clueless.
Yeah. Well, and he does all that and then hits the half court heave to tie it. So it's like,
give the man some props for the defense he played on 5.
Yep.
He does play good defense.
It is fun. He's turned into a true team guy, which is cool.
He has.
Yeah.
But the only problem is like some of the guys I feel like look to Caleb to go off at the end of the game, but they should realize like that's not his role. Like I think it's a trust thing. That's like, hey, see love. But also the end of the game of him chucking up and then Bradley starts chucking up. It's like we were able to get to the paint. I thought we were super physical last night. And Tobe Awaka played the best game of his career. And then in the last 2 minutes of every game, including last night, we just chuck threes. It's like whenever we get down 3, it's like, oh my God, we need to tie it.
Can I tell you what I want the last,
please,
3 to 5 minutes to look like of every Arizona game? Because I've seen this. I think UConn did this. I think the last 2 years. I think I want Jaden Bradley at the top of the key, as close to midcourt, maybe a foot in between midcourt. Everyone else on the wings or outside the paint, got a guy in the corner, and I want either Awaka or maybe even Carter on ball screens. And you run a pick and roll. Yeah, Carter. You run a pick and roll, and you also have like KJ in the corner or Caleb in the corner. And for the last 7 to 10 possessions, you're going to score with Bradley free throw or layup, a dunk from Carter, or even a Waka you could roll in. If you Waka's in, you could have him, or a Caleb Love corner 3, or a KJ like extended wing 3. But just run that every play and make people beat you because Bradley can get to the hoop and finish better than anyone. To your point, I think he's our closer, and I do not think Caleb should be closing the game.
It's not him being selfish. It's like everyone has designated him this role.
Yeah.
It's got to be Bradley though at this point. But Bradley's got to be coached too. I think it's the whole team. All the guards have to be coached. We don't need 3 points all the time. Like even when we shot that 3, we still could have got a quick 2.
Yeah.
Play the foul game. Like it's not completely off the table. There was 12 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then a rant for college basketball. Adopt what the NBA does, the WNBA, and women's college basketball does. A timeout, less than 2 minutes, advances the ball to half court.
Yeah, why is that
It's the only league in pro and college that doesn't have that rule anymore.
Only league with halves too.
It's a good point. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like getting rid of halves could change the game, though. I kind
of like halves. I'm cool. I like what you said. Advance the ball, but keep halves. I think it works. It's beautifully college. It requires more bench and more depth. Yeah, I feel because everyone looks at Caleb. That's a good point. I never thought about that. I think Bradley is the killer. I do not want KJ dribbling the ball up with 5 minutes less in the game. I'm done with that experiment. If I see another Stanley Johnson ran out of bounds against Wisconsin, I had nightmares when he did that on that steal.
Did you see the interaction between Mike Luke and KJ Lewis last night? So I agree with Mike Luke in what you're saying. But Mike Luke tweeted, "Why does KJ dribble?" Right after the game. Right after the game, and I agree with him. Right after the game, KJ responds, "LOL, 6 assists."
Brother.
I think Mike Luke's right though. The dude can't dribble.
Yeah, he's 100% right.
You notice they played Caleb at the point guard a little bit last night in the second half.
Yeah,
I thought that was good. I think he's played enough basketball to get the ball up half court and break someone down on a drive. Dude,
2-1 and I were talking about this. How Francella or whatever, who's the announcer?
I know what you're talking about. Who cares? Yeah.
Who was talking about Del Orso early on in the game, like, this is not a game for Del Orso. Like this, he should not be playing. He's like, this game is not built for him. And like, when you think about it, without him in there, we only have 2 guys on the roster that really can dribble it up court with a press, and it's Caleb and Bradley. Del Orso can't do it. Conrad can't do it. He's not ready.
Okay, everyone hates on Conrad.
No, everyone loves Conrad. What are you talking about?
No. Everyone hates on Conrad of like, dude, Mike Luke calls him a charity scholarship. People hate on him, dude.
Dude, he's like Josh Pastner on scholarship. That's all it is.
Here's what I say to your comment about he can't dribble up the court. He's never been given the opportunity in a game like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe he's just getting pickpocketed by Jaden and Caleb every practice, so there's no trust. I will say, though, the thing making Arizona basketball this year different than in the past with Tommy, this team plays very good defense.
Yeah.
Like really elite lockdown. It's kept us in games where we didn't even have offense hasn't been there. We don't usually come out of the gate good on offense, especially at home, I feel like, for whatever reason. But our defense keeps us in games. Kept us in the game last night. It was a dogfight. It was like 18-18 with 7 minutes left in the first half. They found their mode, but I mean, it was a slow-moving game at the beginning.
But to your point, the defense kept us in it because that game could have been 20-8 pretty quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
it really could have.
2-1 and I had a long chat today about it, about the game in general, and just like how the roster, he seems to be playing with the pieces a little bit better, and like even in game, like Tommy did. But what I need to see is like, I feel like this is his best roster for March, and I think it's because if we play Princeton, we have like a Del Orso and a Townsend who's 6'6" big. Like we can match up better than having to play, what's his name? He's on Indiana now.
Ballo.
Ballo. So Ballo shouldn't have played in that game. But the point of that is we have Awaka in these like bruising games when we play the like Xaviers and the like, but
any SEC team.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just making sure that he plays the matchup well. Like Del Orzo, perfect against Colorado. Go get like perfect.
He's perfect against that Clemson team last year too.
Exactly.
Like that's what we need. We need that shooter. But like a team like in Iowa State, honestly, most of the Big 12, which is kind of the problem for Del Orzo, is that most of the Big 12 is kind of in your face, like tough style of basketball where you need KJ Lewis in there the whole game. You need Caleb. You need Jaden. No one gives me more peace than Jaden Bradley on the floor. Last night wasn't even his best game, but that dude has a swagger. But he's still got a swagger and a like a confidence at all times, and I love it. Yeah. He's our closer. He's our best player, in my opinion. He's our best player.
No, I agree. He also made up for it with what 4 steals or whatever he had.
Yeah, dude, he's picking guys left and right.
I just hope
7 steals.
7. So there you go. He's a plus.
Yeah.
I just hope he plays I'm nervous like he's frozen in March like before, and I know he's
who? Caleb?
Tommy. With his in-game coaching, like he just got out-coached against Princeton and Clemson. Like could not adjust to what they were doing. They were running the same plays on both sides of the ball.
Are you guys believers in plus minus? Like the stat for basketball?
To a degree.
Game? I think I've seen like arguments against it. People don't, it doesn't tell the story. I feel like it's a pretty simple indication though. I have the plus minus up from last night. Who do you think had our best plus minus with plus 21?
Bradley, I'm guessing.
Carter Bryant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bro.
Bradley was plus 11.
2-1 thinks he's our best player.
I don't think yet, but he's got an argument.
Here's a question, and I don't even – we're mid-season. Any chance he comes back?
I think so.
Yeah.
But
dude,
we'd lose out on those. We'd lose out on like Braden Burries probably for grid, which I would take Jaden Bradley over a high school kid anyway.
No, I'm talking about Carter Bryant.
Oh, I think Carter Bryant stays.
You do?
Yeah. He needs to learn how to dribble. Franchella or whatever said it last night. He's like, he's a late first-round draft pick.
Really? Okay.
He doesn't take you off the dribble, which is the entire NBA nowadays. And Iowa State last night picked on him on defense. He's not strong yet. Like he's strong, but he's not like a man yet. He could benefit from 1 year in the offseason working out, dribbling.
Yeah, I mean, he got posted up a couple times yesterday. I mean, he holds his own for an 18-year-old, but I would love to see just another year progression because I think NIL's changed college for forever. I think it's delayed draft picks. Like Edey would have gone out probably a year, maybe not. But like Caleb Love's not in his 5th year. He's in Europe. So maybe. And if he could get paid, I'd imagine our NBA guys would take care of a guy like that.
I would hope so.
Unless it's the reason why Gilbert's kid won't commit, and then
Gilbert's kid's not a 4 though.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like a 2.
McDonald's All-American. Congrats. Hey, come home, baby.
Hey man,
be a legend.
Congrats.
McDonald's All-American.
Come on home. Bring Koa Pete. Bring Braden Burries. Get Carter to come back.
Join Bryce.
And then we got Henry Vasar, and we have a Waka back, by the way.
Really?
Junior.
Oh.
Really?
Interesting. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, I think we're in a good spot. I don't ever want to see our guys injured. I do think it's pretty ironic how we've gotten better when
Krivas
got hurt.
Yep.
I think Krivas is built better for the NBA right now than college. Just like his style play. he
or the Big
doesn't.
Ten?
He doesn't. He doesn't pass well though out of the post. He brings the ball down super low and gets freaking taken. I don't know. It's interesting how I think we're better 6 years ago if Rissick gets hurt.
Yep, no doubt about it. No, you're right.
Agreed.
You're not rooting for that, but
No.
I think that he's having a great international career, but his game is not built for college, and it got exposed in big games against NBA players. No offense, but if we're going to compete, we need NBA guys, or at least guys that can hang with NBA guys physically and athletically. And we're there now, I think, with even Vesar. He has his weaknesses, probably not his game either, but he's scrappy. He knows he's not asking for the ball in the post every time. Krivas, Krivas is just the black hole post player. Just kills the flow.
No, I think that to your point earlier, Tommy's kind of figuring out the rotations a little bit better. The roster is slimmed down. We play 9 guys, right? So, right, Carter, Jaden, Love, Vesar, Awaka, Townsend, Del Orso, KJ. So 8. Did I miss anyone? But he's figured out, to your point, though, who plays against which style.
Yeah.
But the big thing we'll see is will he actually make it to where it's as drastic as it was last night every game? Del Orso and Vesar didn't even play that much.
Yeah.
So I hope he keeps it up because, we're going to need
electric.
that for March.
Yeah, 13 and 16 minutes for both of those guys.
Yeah, I would wonder what their average is because I feel like both those guys are over 20.
Yeah, I would guess.
Well, that includes 5 minutes of overtime too. So
there's just no doubt in my mind that we will be better prepared come March now being in this conference versus where we were a year ago. And that's exciting. I don't know. It was almost like winning the Pac-12 tournament was the Super Bowl and we just expected to do it. And it's no, fuck the Big 12. Just go get better and learn and just get hot and go win get to Final Fours. We went to 4 Final Fours in 13 years with Lou. Get back to that. Let's make the standard, Mike Tomlin. Let's get back to it. But we'll see. We got a tough stretch ahead.
I'm excited. I'm thinking. I'm still thinking about going out to the KU game in March. I'm driving out, so we'll see if that's. It's an unlikely scenario. It's the week after our golf trip 7, so. Back-to-back weekends would be a tough ask for the misses, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Is it a weekday?
Weekend, Saturday. It's prime. It's the last game of the conference season.
We should just buy tickets and say that Dad bought them for us. Or something where – or we were surprised by someone. My wife's not listening to this. I don't know. Yeah. I think we're good.
It's only when I sulk about it.
But if we just created our own surprise and be oh, they have to go. That was really thoughtful. And we'll just.
It's like did you guys watch that movie on Netflix from a couple years ago with who's the High School Musical guy? Zac Efron. And then who's the big wrestler guy? And WWE.
Cena.
Yeah, Cena. Did you guys watch that where they make up having a best friend so that the boys could just go do whatever they wanted?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's hilarious.
We need a fake buddy from U of A who's a donor's kid. Who's yeah, dude, I got you this. It's no way.
Yeah.
But then that lie compounds.
I'm down to try if you are.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. All right, with that, do we wrap? Anything else from you guys?
Real quick, I know we're late, but Arizona football, I feel like they're pressing decent buttons. I don't know, getting Big Joe back.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah.
That was a good move. I was telling Cole, I think the marketing and engagement is a little bit better now, it seems like. Every day they're tweeting where they're recruiting. So there's that. If anything, from the recruiting, they're going to be a heavy high school shop, and that just tells me Brendan's got year 3 already in the bag. No matter what, I think he's coming back. I think it's coming back. So I don't know. I'm not that hopeful.
I saw a video yesterday of them in the weight room doing their bullshit, like pulsing and fucking like
plyometric stuff.
Plyometric bullshit. Like, I need power. I need fucking weight. I need gains. I need big bodies. I don't need them making sure their hamstring twitches the right way when you stride an extra inch for game speed. I don't need that. They're going to be fine.
Well, it's like how many videos do you see of like these big ass dudes just freaking doing the deadlifts in all of these like locker rooms across the country? It just gets me
with
going.
The whole team around them.
With the whole team around them, like, let's go, like pushing him and everything.
Arizona's working on soft tissue fast.
And they're like, downward dog.
Yeah.
That's off-season bullshit you do with your personal speed coach back home when you're home for 3 weeks. That's not what you do in the weight room. You fucking lift. Like, it pisses me off so much. And like it gives me like no hope that they understand. Like, go look at Ohio State and go look at the D line from the year before versus what you put on the field the year after. We had a top 10 D line in the country at the end of the year.
Pretty crazy that you're right.
I'm 100% right. Like, we had a top 10. We did. It was really, really good. And it was because we had big boys. We had men.
One of those guys we watched all the way through the semifinal because he played a lot of really good football. Big Bill Norton.
Big Bill. Yeah, who was running with the shoes over a guy who's in a fucking AT&T commercial now because he has nice hair.
Pretty sick. That was the best thing that's happened for Arizona
Agreed.
football the last year.
Agreed.
Commercial. So
yeah, but
hey, and we got that kid back, Tia Savaya or whatever.
Yeah,
coming back.
That made me happy.
I believe he redshirted at Texas, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's still gonna have 2 more years.
Interesting. I just like Big Joe come from Miami. He walks into the weight room and sees him doing freaking 50% max pulsating lunges, like he's walking into a Pilates class. Like it maybe they need to post the big weight. Like, I want to see freaking a guy do 550 on squat for like 2 reps. I want to see I want to see smelling salts and like chalk flying, and I want to see like big boy weight. No shirts.
Any shirts on.
Yeah, chain around the neck. Wow,
or maybe a tee with the cutoff sleeves and the Arizona on it.
Something. I don't want to.
That's too much cloth for me.
Dude, they wear those freaking bras that like monitor their shit. So like it's just tough to look tough that way. And then you throw on like a 10-pound weight on a bar and you do like lunges. Like, it's tough. They need to keep those off social media.
Workout. Those are like our wife's workout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, I still throw up weight. It's not every day, but I throw up weight. You throw up weight?
I threw up weight this morning. Benched. We're getting back. There's a part of me, I saw a picture of me from like 4 years ago in Florida, and I had long hair and a massive beard, and it's COVID. And I created an Instagram page called The Basement of Gains with a Z. Go follow. I think I have 2 followers. And I just lifted like twice a day. And so I might get the beard back. I'm trying to get back gains.
Is the Basement of Gains coming back?
The garage is in the process. We're adding some more equipment in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, you are.
We have a squat rack already. We moved the freezer.
Shift down.
Shifts. We got a workbench put in. Shift down. We got the whole 2.5 car garage. The half garage is going to be all gym now. It was half freezer, half squat rack. So yeah, we're gonna get back into it. We're gonna get gains back. Maybe the long hair, maybe the beard.
Good.
So, The only other thing I had, JJ had a couple of comments on games he watched with me with the Eagles and Chiefs. He was, excuse me, the Chiefs and Bills. He was rooting really hard for the Bills. He was really proud of how they played and how they tried really hard, and was proud of Josh Allen. And he thinks that, he feels bad that they lost, but that they're going to try hard next year to do it again. So we're here for you, Bills. JJ's here for you, which I think is even more important. JJ's my 4-year-old son, by the way. He's very intuitive, loves ball. He's in the process, and he's in CBK University right now. We watch ball and practice math, and also teach ball. The other one is the game last night. He was super proud of Arizona for being down and then coming back and winning. He thought that was really cool. So,
dude, he's right. That was really cool.
He was sick.
Good analysis.
Yeah. So, any closing comments?
Love that. Bill Walton would love that analysis.
Yeah,
I see what you did there. He would have similar. Legend. Any closing thoughts?
Boys. No, it's good to get back on it. Talk a little shot.
Yeah. Talk some ball. Yeah. We got a good stretch ahead. Golf season's back. We got waste management in a couple weeks. We're still on the fence if we're going out here, but then we got obviously Super Bowl that weekend, March Madness around the corner, and then we hit the majors of golf. It's like peak weather, peak golf. It's going to be good. So I'm excited, boys. I look forward to getting back on with you guys soon. 8-7 Niner.
Peace.